Whew. Huh. Well, that's not supposed to be there. Move that up here. Whatever. It'll show up when it wants to show up. God, it's been so long. I'm tired. Oh, I got my little thingy down. My live stream is offline according to YouTube. But according to my software, I've been running for 5 minutes, mainly because the intro song. That's cool and all. I thought I'd be a little bit more prepared for this, but I guess I wasn't. So, give me a second. I thought I had the Q&A ready to go. I wanna get this out of the way because I want to go to bed. Tomorrow's a new day. We got the announcement. I'm hyped, but I'm too tired to concentrate. And that's just it. I am genuinely too tired to concentrate right now. That's all that it is. Oh, God, I'm tired. Because I decided to do this at the worst possible time. 10 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. California Time, 12 a.m. Eastern Time. Now, why did I pick that? Because it's so late for the Americans that they're not. This is just gonna be white noise bedtime. It's gonna be too early for the Europeans because they won't wake up, and they don't have to deal with the Australians for another hour. And that's why I picked to do it this late at night. Then gotta wait for YouTube to convert everything because that's just how YouTube does it. And then I gotta effing sign back into this account. Well, I just want to finish this Q&A. Kind of tired, a little bit excited, but it's the this little column A, little column B. I thought I had more to talk about. Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. I haven't streamed in a while. I'm kind of rusty. I can't leave you all with dead air. I saw this Q&A like a few days ago, and I'm still just like, I should probably put on the background noise consistently during this one, because I didn't think I'd actually have to do the stream the way I'm doing it right now. It's something I was expecting later down the line. But, my boy Zala. Oh, I think he's going to bed. Good night, Zala. You bunny boy, you. Alright. Got the Q&A up. 49 questions. That's not a lot. There'll be more. But I think I can handle 49, because then again, I'm not really in the best mindset at the moment to be effing doing 100 questions. So first one. Hey Meta, how are you? From Felix. I'm tired. The next one's from Felix. Officially, who would James come into the most? Elise or Slash? Well, that's a fairly interesting character. Elise is a fan character, and Slash exists in Alex's little fan-on between her and James. So that's more like it's a non-canon. It's non-canon in my stuff, but it's canon in his lore that James and Slash kind of are a thing. It kind of gets on my nerve because he never listens to anything I have to say about how James acts as a character, and that's how I kind of lost interest. I understand some people, they like your character, then they just ship him. I can get the logic behind that. But the thing with Alex is that he actively just doesn't listen to what I have to say about how James is when he's like my character. I don't mind it, but it gets really annoying real fast, is what I'm trying to say. So I guess in terms of canon and Alex's canon, I don't know. I guess he nuts in her quite a bit. I mean, I've made it pretty clear that she isn't exactly his type, but in their canon they have a baby apparently, and that's just how it is. Anonymous says, after all the delays and all the issues, how are you ready? Are you ready to go into 2023 properly P.S. How's the cat holding up? Um, Actually, am I ready to go into 2023? Yeah, I've had a lot of mental revaluations. Today specifically was the a go big or go home mindset because I realized after I make the announcement of the year of the meta, there was no going back. There was no more room for hesitation. And these past few weeks has really burned down the point that I can't really hesitate because I think um, when I was living out here in Colorado, my biggest thing is I wanted to be a normal guy. Apparently, that didn't really work out because of where I am now. So, being a normal guy wasn't really gonna be on the subject. So I gotta keep doing all these wacky adventures, and how fate really orchestrated the whole thing really began to bum me out. How's the cat doing? Yeah, so some context. When me and my ex broke up, she left her cat with me, and I could go into all the immediate pieces of irony when it comes to everything that's happened to me after it. But for the cat specifically, my mom wants to take the cat in. Like, quite literally, I asked her if she wanted her. She said, yeah, I never met the cat, don't know the cat, never seen the cat, I want the cat. So she quite literally took the cat up the moment I asked her if she wanted it. And the cat has been doing. She's kind of depressed though. I can't call my mom without the cat effing stealing the phone, and that gets really annoying because the cat loves my mom a lot. She doesn't even respond to her name anymore. My mom renamed her baby girl of all things. Like, hey, baby girl, how you doing? Oh, baby girl. The cat's name is now officially baby girl. That's the only thing that she'll respond to now because of my mom. God, the cat loves my mom so much. Uh, from Jasper. Oh, has Elizabeth also abandoned you during these hard times, or is she still best doggy secretary? No, she hasn't abandoned me. God, I think if she abandoned me too, I'd probably kill myself. That's one person I definitely don't need abandoning me. P.S. When Ready and Combatant update? You know what? I haven't really updated that channel. It's like Indie Smash Bros. I haven't updated the thing in a long time. But Jasper, since you've been a good boy, I'm gonna do you a solid, and I'm gonna actually revive that channel. Probably not tonight because it's like 10:17. Maybe tomorrow. We'll have to see. But yeah, don't worry, Jasper. I got you. I'll revive the whole thing. Why do they call you Wonky Dick? From Anonymous. Wonky Dick is actually a name that I will never pronounce that woman's name right. Wonky Dick comes from Eve. She calls me Wonky Dick because I have no idea where I want to take the direction of my life. That's quite literally her whole reason to call me Wonky Dick. Because once again, my dick wants to go in this direction, and suddenly I'm somewhere else. Another one from Anonymous. What? Why is your new getup a cross between a hillbilly and Raymond from Animal Crossing, Sam from Steve Universe? I don't watch Steve Universe, Mr. Sam. But that comes down with a few changes I made in my life. Because one of the biggest changes is I needed to change my wardrobe and how I wanted to approach people. Raymond is definitely the very first character that comes to mind when people say that I changed my way of looking. And then they notice that I've also picked up some interesting new habits. Like I have asthma that doesn't stop me from smoking. Oh God, I'm not even gonna begin to tell you guys how I got into that thing. Because what I didn't know is that the motel I'm still currently in. Yeah, the motel saga isn't over yet. I'm sorry, guys. But the motel that I moved into had complimentary cigarettes, and I was like, all right, let me try this, and it's here. So now I can kill myself faster, but they gave it to me for free, so there's no point in going back. They also had complimentary liquor, which is fascinating. I mean, it would make sense why this place is effing $80 a night. The hillbilly though, I only wear the hillbilly stuff in the morning when I'm not going to work because I want to be left alone. I walk outside looking like a hillbilly, but when it comes time for me to go to work, unless I'm extremely lazy, I'm not switching out to Raymond. I got short sleeves and I got a purple vest, and then I got black or white gloves depending on how I feel. And then I go to work. I'm Raymond. Anonymous. Since you're finally leaving the Motel Saga, where is the next Adventures of Meta gonna be? It's definitely, if I had to go with my gut, 2023 is gonna be extremely painful in the beginning. Not specifically, it's gonna be painful to the people who have absolutely no idea what they want to do with their lives. Because in my situation, it's painful, but the real meta kicked in, and that's how I was able to save myself from a lot of very interesting situations, like fairly interesting situations. I'll leave it at that. During the Italian Civil War, who was your favorite icon during it, both Discord and in real life? I think you all know how I feel about the Italian Civil War. I kind of don't care. But if I had to pick somebody who was my favorite during the whole thing, it would probably be Zala because he had nothing to do with it and he was just sticking around. Toon Dark Magician Girl or Toon Mermaid? Neither. I mean, if I have to pick Toon Mermaid, I guess yeah, but I'm not touching Toon Dark Magician Girl. Discord update. I have no idea who that is. Minmin, the girl! Hey James, I wanted to tell you I find it inspiring how you lost everything in under 24 hours, but you picked yourself back up. Keep it up. What's your advice for life? Well, thank you, Minmin, you little sweetheart. I thought I muted this place. Gotta mute it again. Now, why am I not now? Some of you guys are wondering why am I not putting these questions up in chat? Well, they're going to be in the description later, where I pulled up all these questions so people can look at it. You know, come and judge exactly what I'm reading. My best advice in life: shoot your shot. That's not really my advice, but it's good advice nonetheless. Because when you decide to shoot your shot, you go out of your way to do things your way, and the bonus of doing things your way is that you can never feel bad about the fact you decided to go about it your way. When you decide to do things for other people in their way, there will always be that resentment and that hostility that you decided to follow things in their pattern in life. But everybody decides to approach life in a very different way. Shoot your shot, follow it how you want to follow it. That's my advice at life. A multiple question tree. I'm at work, but this is for the future. Number one, how do you plan to move on after the Motel Saga and the cat storyline? Well, the cat storyline dragged on for years because me and my ex, we would always fight over the cat. Unfortunately, as fate would have it, I get to be with the effing cat. The cat saga already is going to conclude with my mom taking the cat. The cat basically has a new name now, and she kind of appreciates it, for better or worse. So the cat's moving out by the end of the week. I'm flying her out to California. She's gonna be good. That's for the cat. The Motel Saga. I mean, I was supposed to be moving a day ago, but legal reasons from the secretary boss, because I know somebody is gonna ask about her. She came in and said, "Do not mention anything until after this date." And I said, "Okay, fine. That's fine by me." Another reason is because when I got home yesterday, I was tired and I didn't feel like streaming. And number two, when is the next set of merchandise coming out? The shirt was nice, but I want something new this year. Can we also get more mundane merch like clothing, like tablecloths? The next merchandise dump is actually tomorrow. Don't worry about it. I got you, Min. Tablecloths, I'll think about it. Number three. In the case of a company merge with CB, what is your plan to not become another Activision x Microsoft deal? Hate to see you go the way of Minecraft. That's a very good question that I don't have the answer to at the moment. I'm sorry, Min, but I genuinely don't have the answer to that. Alright. Next question. Real talk, your ex couldn't even remember your birthday, and I'm sure she probably cheated on you at some point. Get some loyal tail down in Tasmania. PP. Yeah, okay, Pawn. I know exactly what you're trying to pull. I think I'm good. Next one, anonymous. Does this mean you'll get back to binge watching cringe 2000 shows again? Actually, if there's one show that I thought was absolutely cringe as a kid was Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. I seen a Grand Theft Auto YouTube video, not a YouTube poop, a few days ago where that main theme was playing, and it brought back a lot of memories that I did not want. From Inman again. Do you have a preferred amiibo? No, I do not. Anonymous asks, the hell do you mean hot dogs are just American taco? I had this argument with everybody 2 weeks ago. Hot dogs are just American tacos. There's no way that you can convince me that they're not American tacos. They are not. Another one from Anonymous. Did you know Samus was a girl? I did not know that Metroid was a girl. You got a very good question. I think that Samus is the flying space dinosaur. I heard you speak multiple languages besides English. What's your preference to speak? Boże moi. Next one from Anonymous. Jeez. James, you lazy bum, get back to work. The IRS. It's 10 o'clock. I don't gotta go to work for another few hours. Anonymous. Meta, when are you gonna put your resume skills to the test? Given these past few weeks, you made a complete 1080 quick scope. You actually got me invested. I don't know who you are, but yeah, that is definitely true. These past few weeks has pushed my level of natural selection, I guess you could say, because there's a lot I want to do, and I realize that I can do it, and I have the natural skills to do it. I had this argument with a few people because one of the biggest weaknesses I've had is that I tried so hard to live a normal life, but the skills I actually have, they do not complement me having that kind of normal life. I think a big giveaway is that, because you mentioned my resume skills, a lot of people don't know this, but I went to college for arts and for general arts. I came out knowing the most about industrial arts and agriculture. And there's some other things that I do know, like film editing and graphic design. But digital arts, but industrial arts and agriculture is where I shine the most. Yeah, I know. Those two classes had quite literally nothing to do with my major, but I love college with those strongly. So, just so you know, farmer meta is in fact a thing. That's also one of the reasons why I effing hate playing games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, because it gives me college PTSD. And there's one thing I remember the most from the agriculture class is the marshmallow tree. I'm not gonna do that this stream because of how late it is, but in the next stream I'll do that. I'll show you guys what the marshmallow tree is and how some people found a way to fail that. Dumb pricks. Anonymous, what's your favorite Mario 3D platformer? I never played any of the Galaxy games. I touched Odyssey, but I wasn't exactly fascinated by it. So it'd come down to either 64 or Sunshine, and I lean on the 64 camp because I have better memories. Anonymous. Oh yeah, when do you plan to do the live stream of Shining of the Darkness session? I'm pretty sure this is Kinko. Only Kinko's the only person I know who cares enough about that effing game for me to go do it. So when I plan to do that? I do that when I do that. It might be a Halloween stream, honestly. The game has enough creatures for it. Jasper, what game did you play competitively as a child and with friends? This one takes me back, but for a whole set of other reasons. So before I continue this, I gotta effing do one thing. Tell people I'm live. Let's see. Oh, okay. Alright, yeah, let's settle my status in Discord. Come back. The one game I played competitively as a kid was Mario Kart 64 with the boys. Oh god, it was madness. Well, we had options to play other N64 games. We had Mario Tennis. We could only do 2-on-2 because if that game had 1v1s all the time, that'd be insane. We had Mario Tennis. We had Super Smash 64, Star Fox 64. Any game that we could possibly bring in 64. You even played Tag Team Mario Party, but God, compared to Mario Kart 64, everybody was throwing down. And at the end of the day, it would always be between Donkey Kong and Wario. That's who it would always be between DK and Wario. There was no room for anyone else. It'd just be those two, DK and Wario. But that's as a kid. When I became a teenager, the most competitive game to play was Brawl and Modern Warfare 2. Oh God, and they played Modern Warfare 2 for years after the game came out. But as a kid, no, it was Mario Kart 64. And dear God, the jump from 64 to MW2 was like a shell shocker. Like, what the fuck? What happened? God, it was so bad. But no, it was me and my boy. Wario was not Wario. Wario was best. Okay, the game kind of gave me a little bias whenever I see Donkey Kong players on 64 because my best friend would always be Donkey Kong, and it'd always be me versus him at the end. It'd just be me and Donkey Kong. Me and Donkey Kong all the time. I mean, there was one person who was Princess Peach, and they won every other match. But at the end of the day, it was just me and him. We were the goats. We were the best. It was Wario and Donkey Kong all the time. All the time. But yeah, that was the game I was the most competitive as a kid. There were other options again, but nah, that was the game. What was the best game? Okay, no, from Anonymous. What was the game dev team you wanted to work for besides Sega? Have you ever applied for actual game developers companies? If so, very good question. Very interesting answer. So we're gonna backpedal here to when I lived in. I don't even know if I really want to talk about this, but when I actually lived in Compton in 2016. 2015, no, yeah, 2016, 2015, 2016, when I lived in Compton. I did apply for a few game places, but most of them were like small independent companies, and they were looking for beta testers and people who know anything about Unity. So I did apply, but I never really got anywhere. I also applied to work for a hentai joint in Gardner, what was it called, Gardner, in that area. They see my art. They kind of were like, maybe. But at that time, I really didn't have enough porn to back up all the. I don't know what I should be talking about. But I didn't have enough porn on my resume for them to justify hiring me. So they're like, yeah, nah, you gotta go. But you can edit our stuff. Oh, God. So that was a very interesting job. Yeah, so there is some legitimate backstory with me doing hentai. I never really talked about any of this stuff because, again, I wanted to live a normal life, but since I'm not in that kind of position, I'm more than willing to talk about all of the stuff that I tried to work for in the past. But yeah, when I went in, I tried to apply for legitimate companies. I don't think I ever legitimately tried to apply for Sega. For Nintendo, as everybody knows, I signed up for the Nintendo ID system. I'm still part of that, as far as I'm aware. If there's one game company that I did apply for that I actually got in distance with, that's part of this question is it was Atari of all people. Yeah, I wasn't really interested with the big three. I wanted to work for Atari. Yeah, it kind of broke my heart when I realized I couldn't really go anywhere because Atari was dead. But yeah, besides Sega, Atari was my go-to. Don, do you plan to continue giving colorful commentary over random sports clips again? Yes, I do. I miss doing that. Those were funny. I just need a sport to watch, and I'll say whatever stupid things come to my mind revolving the sport. I know with golf, there's a lot of things I can do. If there's one thing I want to do for golf, is I want to make golf the show called The Furries versus Humanity. Because anytime there's a mess up in golf, it's always furry creatures that get in the way. So I do want to do that again. Anonymous. Since the James Motel failure saga is over, It's the time for the James and Elizabeth tag team arc. Been waiting since 2018 for it. The filler arc is technically almost over. I thought I had a place, it didn't work out. I thought I had another place, it didn't also work out. And then I thought I had another place, and that means that we're negotiating again. And it's just like, oh god, please. So the Motel filler arc is in this weird status quo of progress and no progress. But yes, the James and Elizabeth tag team saga is indeed in the future. Maybe tomorrow. Okay, Anonymous. Will you stop carrying Isabel? You're already just like Raymond. I'll carry that dog plushie anywhere I want. You can't tell me what to do. Anonymous. Hey yo, when will you stream with that blue-haired VTuber cutie again? Those moments were nice. I am not streaming with Cyrus anymore. The reason I'm not streaming with Cyrus anymore is because this year I have my own set of plans that I want to achieve. And I was looking back at a lot of the streams that me and them did together, and it was mostly just me trying to force them into a conversation. And they actively didn't really want to participate, and I'm not interested in beginning any of those kind of streams. I understand, like, if they use text-to-speech, because they'd have to type it out and have to respond to it in a very robotic amount of time. But if that's the case, I'm genuinely not interested in trying to stick around for that kind of stream. It doesn't feel genuine, and I just feel left out because if you're just gonna play the game and I have to force the conversation all the time, it's boring. I don't like being in boring streams. That's just what they all were at the end of the day. Like, yeah, it's nice. This also goes along with Zircon, because when the three of us were on a stream, it was, again, literally me picking up the slack. I don't want to be in any of those kind of streams. I want to be able to go into a stream and actually have a very amusing conversation. So if I do end up showing up in a Cyrus stream again, she really needs to pull her weight, because the last few ones have literally just been me being the guy who does everything, and I genuinely don't like that. So I don't think I'm going to be in a stream with them ever again. If I do, it's going to be like for like 5 minutes, and then I'm out. Alright, another one from Anonymous. How big is Zaccardi's dick? How big is Zaccardi's dick? Okay, so there is an answer to this, because I asked Alex, and Alex was just like, he's like the size of the average mite. So the mite's official penis size is as big as a chicken nugget. But it's as big as a chicken nugget. The downside is that they are as wide as a mouse, like a computer mouse. That's how wide they are. But they're also just as big as they're a chode. They're a chode. That's basically what Zaccardi has, a chode. What's your favorite and least favorite Pokemon games? I don't really have a least favorite Pokemon game. I'm not really into Pokemon games. I'll play them, but the last thing that you're going to hear me say is me say that I like it. Though I have the most experience with Emerald, but aside from that, I really don't have a least favorite Pokemon game. Again, I really don't play them. Are you gay? My policy is booty is booty. Next one. Is the year of meta cancelled from Panther? No, Panther. The year meta is not cancelled. It's still going on. From Jasper. Anon is right. Meta, are you gay? Booty is booty. Bridget. How do you get such a feminine body? For research. One of the other things... Okay, I gotta go into this. So backtrack after the breakup. One of the very few things that I mentally did was I extensively began to work out my body again. And it hit me that I'm one of those genetically gifted people, but not genetically gifted in the way where I'm masculine and buff like Bill Dauterive in that one episode of King of the Hill, but it's more in the way where my body just forces itself into a very feminine position. My legs are beautiful, according to a lot of people. And the gay strip club. Oh, God, I don't think I'm going to have to talk about the gay strip club at some point. If there's a question relating to it, I'm going to talk about it. But essentially, God said I would. Okay. So when I was born, the doctor said that I was supposed to be a girl. My mom was like, "All right, cool, yeah, all right, I have a little daughter." Uh, to everyone's shock, I came out with a penis. So I guess the doctor's right in one way, just not where it counts. Pawn, when we gonna mix our genes? Woman, I'm not into you. Felix, how much of the hard metal lore will we be getting this month? February is looking nice. Oh god, I have no idea, Felix, because literally the year of meta announcement kind of came out like not even an hour ago from this moment. So how's February looking? I don't know yet. That's the best I can tell you. I have a lot of good plans. I'll leave it at that. From Hank, don't forget, time is a construct. Don't forget, time is a construct, much like your taste in plushies. Why do you all hate my Isabel plushie so much? Stay strong. And do you prefer McDonald's or Burger King fries? McDonald's. There's no debate. Give me some of that barbecue sauce and their over salty fries. I'm in heaven for like a good hour. And then I'm effing sticking stuff in my mouth because I got Bruce warts growing in there. From Anonymous. Hey Meta, what's up? What's up? Also from Anonymous. No, I saw the last word. It's from effing Frange. It's from Frange. Frange. I don't know how to pronounce any of these Croatian names. I haven't seen Grace since you got single. I haven't seen Grace since you got single. Is she under your desk giving you head? Also, have you had the balls now to pussy back to California from Frange? No, yeah, see, I'm stuck in Colorado. I was like, yeah, I'm good. There was one very interesting thing I can mention here because again, a lot of events have happened to me personally in these past few weeks. What I didn't know, because I have one issue with my ID. Well, I have like 5 jobs lined up for me in Wyoming right now, in effing Cheyenne, and one of the people there pointed something out to me. They're like, so if your ID is an issue, there is a way for you to get around it. And I wanted it to because I was thinking, okay, so how do I get around it? She's like, you can pay for the Greyhound, and the Greyhound, if you pay online, they won't ID check you. They'll just let you go through because you already have that ID and you have that receipt. And the Greyhound is not very keen with giving refunds out, but they're really keen on also sending people out who have that kind of verification. So if I genuinely wanted to right now, I could go to Wyoming because I have a few jobs genuinely lined up for me. There's a whole bunch of tax places in Cheyenne specifically that are like, yo, come here right now. We heard about your court session. You didn't pussy out. We need you. Whoever thought that one of the best decisions in effing January would be listening to effing Elizabeth and my mom to just go to court. I guess actually showing up to your court date is a very serious thing in Wyoming. So, God. So I can't even go back. If I wanted to go back to California, I can't. I can't. I spent too much time in Colorado that there's no point in going back. And then I have the whole court thing. And then I applied for places in Wyoming, and they're actually getting back to me. The whole Wyoming thing is a whole can of different issues that I have to confront this month. Like a whole bunch of them. Another one from Anonymous. What was your biggest reality change for January for you? I think the biggest reality change for me is when I realized exactly the biggest reality change for me is when I caught on how much I changed and how quickly I changed back into how I naturally am. Because if there's one thing that a lot of people know that I don't like is that I absolutely hate the concept of abandonment and how hard Elizabeth kind of stepped in on the whole situation immediately made everything a lot more funnier. Like she came in guns blazing. And I was not. Oh God. She's like, give me your resume. Tell me exactly how much you make at your tax job, and I can take care of everything. And I have like 15 different problems. I own property in Wyoming because of her. Then I also got another place and another set I own because we made a mistake, And there's a trailer I also own because the guy couldn't speak a word of English and she spoke Spanish. And all these weird coincidences happened immediately after I got single. That's when God said, okay, Meta, it's time for you to stop suffering. You need to do this, and you will do it right. And I was like, alright, God, if you say so. So it's really amazing. It's been like two weeks, it's been like roughly 14, 15 days since the whole breakup, and the adventures of the meta and the seriousness of the meta life is so god backwards. It's hard. So the biggest reality change for me is how quickly everything went from horrible to moderately good. Like it was almost no contest. There's a lot of people who've been watching my movement who are saying that God had a plan, and then there are other people who are like, no, fate has something special in store for you, Meta. I'm living in this motel, and I already spent somewhere near 2,000 to 3,000 already living here, and I was like, oh God, maybe 2 weeks or so, 2 3 weeks, 2 to 3K living here. Apparently, I'm not as broke as everybody thought that I was. I actually have to thank the fans for that. I'm very grateful for it. I Word of advice: when you need help, make sure two things from your fan base: that if they're women, they're not traditional women because they absolutely hate to see a grown man struggle, and they especially hate it when they know exactly the situation revolves a relationship. Oh God, that's another reality change because I didn't want to ask my fan base for help, but they decided to help me, and it just hurt. It hurt me in a pride kind of way because I prefer to do everything myself, and having a women majority fan base is one thing because they're a lot more focused on the now, while the men fan base are a lot more focused on the future. And in the now, they don't like to see me struggling. So that was also another reality change. And I have so many more commissions to do. I have only done like 3% of what I have to do. There's so much I gotta do. I hate it. Oh God. So that's probably the biggest reality changes of the month. Anonymous, dear Meta, kill yourself. Okay, at least someone's honest. JK, I hope you've enjoyed your suffering. Things will only get better because you got sold out. What goes around comes around. Yeah, a lot of people have also been saying that I've been suffering. What goes around comes around. If there's one thing that's been coming around, it's the stuffing scarf. I got rid of the black jacket. I'm not getting rid of the scarf. Anonymous, can you give Chance some pointers because everything they do is a Can you give Chance some pointers because everything they do is a embarrassment? Like, goddamn, is it sad? My advice to Chan is best of luck and actually learn from people who are working on things instead of pretending that you know what you're doing. From Vic. Hey James/Alec. Oh boy. I finally graduated from college in the course of plasma physics. It's been years, hoping to catch up with you soon. Yours truly, Vicky. Alright, so, oh God, this is something about my life that I genuinely never ever want to talk about. So, if nobody knows what plasma physics is a subcategory of nuclear physics. Plasma physics is considered the mid-tier to mid-advanced levels of nuclear physics. So anybody who knows plasma physics, they know their stuff when it comes to nuclear, let's say nuclear situations. And if this is the Vicky I know, this is a very interesting time capsule because Jesus Christ. Also, боже мой. Niet, 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 niet. Oh, God, that's one mental time capsule I did not need. But I'm happy for you, Vicky. Um, you're probably gonna die of nuclear radiation because if you just graduated, you're gonna get drafted into Ukraine. I'm sorry, Vicky, but it's been nice knowing you. Anonymous asks, your opinion is wrong. Mario 64 is the best Mario 3D platformer. Don't at me. That game's aged like ham. I'm sorry. More of the last three questions. I thought I had more. Alright. Anonymous asks, will you do a live reaction stream of a public domain movie or a classic at that? Yeah, I do plan to do those again. I haven't done those in a long time. And I do want to do those again because they were fun. They weren't really anything amazing, but they were the little icebreakers. I killed like an hour or two of me just laughing at some stupid movie, and then I would move on with the rest of my day. So yeah, that's a good question. Anonymous asks, pie or cake? Pie? No, cake. Pie is okay, but cake is for men. Get the cake. German or Magyar food? Magyar food. Hungarian. Oh god, this is also a tough one because I've also had the luxury of having too much money to spend. Oh god. This is one of the weird, but this is one of the weird perks of life because after the breakup, one of the core issues was money. Now that I'm effing single and I have all this time on my hands, I have so much effing money now that I could afford to go on dates again. But God, oh man, it's not fair. When you're with somebody, you struggle to have the money, and now that you're single, you have the money to go do things. And here I am in the effing motel saga because I'm trying to figure out exactly where I want to move. That's the hardest part of this whole thing. It's not that I don't have the money. I'm so indecisive where I want to move because I have a few options, and then some of the options that I want to pick are like the renters keep telling me you got to make triple the rent, which is kind of one thing. And then I have other places where I can move in right now, but the side effect is I have to do a lot of back and forthing. So the whole moving thing is kind of difficult. But yeah, I prefer right now. I prefer Magyar food. I gotta eat some Hungarian goulash, but I'm gonna probably do that like maybe Friday. No wait, today's Wednesday. Yeah, Friday. But that's all the questions for the Q&A. I thought there'd be more. Um, there's not really much I want to talk about. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'm kind of tired. I did the stream. I said I was going to do it last night. I didn't do it last night. So, the year of the meta officially got announced a while back. So I should probably talk about that before I actually go. And some work stuff. I mentioned, I know a few people have asked me this, and it's on the Q&A, so I never really bothered to do it. So the whole Wyoming thing is a very, very interesting situation. Because one of the original plans that me and my ex has is that we can move to Wyoming. Apparently, she decided to go along with that plan. The funny thing is that even though I kind of abandoned that plan, the the twist of fate is that Wyoming is calling me. One of the people from Wyoming, because I try to rent out some places. There are 4 places I try to rent out in Wyoming. One of them were 600, another one was 800, and another one was 1800. And we already negotiated a lot of deals about me trying to rent out these places in Cheyenne. Cheyenne's like the south of Wyoming. It's not a big deal. So I was like, okay, we can work out some deals. And we worked out a lot of deals. And if I genuinely wanted to, I can move to any of those places right now. But the issue is that I'd have to go back and forth a lot, and the jobs that I also have lined up in Wyoming are tax jobs, and they're like, okay, you got enough experience with us, so why don't you come work with us? Like, okay, that's not a bad thing. That is definitely not a bad thing. And then another issue actually comes down to a few other things. Because one of the other biggest issues I actually have in Wyoming, I have to go to Wyoming to pick up a few things. A few is an understatement. More like a lot of things, because I have to go to Wyoming because the girl, Elizabeth, ended up getting me some effing property. And I have to go down there to pick up, I have to pick up 5 deeds for a few different properties. And then I have apartments I got to get back to. Then I have to get back to jobs who called me back. And then I have property I have to go down there and see. And I'm just like, I don't want to do all this. I kind of want to go to bed. And then I'm stuck. I'm genuinely stuck. It's a very weird situation. And then I have one other property in like 2 other states I got to go and look at. And then there's something in Texas, someone I should say in Texas that given me a reason to look down there. And the thing with Texas is that the Texas saga is more in line with my mom's stuff. And I've been to Texas before. Fairly interesting state. Most of it in the south of Texas. And there's nothing genuinely wrong with it. It's pretty dope. But for the few people asking, well, nobody's really asking. But I have to go pick up some. I have to go over for a few property deeds in a few specific places in Wyoming. That's not Cheyenne. I keep hearing about Cheyenne, and Cheyenne is like the capital of Wyoming. But the places that I have to go drop by for these deeds is I have to go over to Sheridan, which from what I can tell is all the way up in the north, which is effing right by Montana. And Montana is, oh god, Montana, I got a trailer up there. I got that by accident. That's $123 I did not mean to spend. I don't want to go all the way up to Montana. So one is in Sheridan, one is in Rock Springs, and the other is all the way in Jackson. And Jackson is right by Idaho. And I do not want to go ahead and deal with that. So that sucks. And then I have other places in California where if I want to go back and work for the tax company, I genuinely can. Because after that whole court case, my tax reputation kind of skyrocketed because again, one very crucial thing that people were relying on is that if I go to court alone and they can verify I went to court alone, they would show me, it would expose competence and the legitimacy that I'd actually show up for my responsibilities. There is one very, very interesting thing about the whole court thing. It's a very interesting double-edged sword because my ex and Elizabeth both played up one very specific detail. And one very specific detail that Elizabeth wanted to exploit was test to see if someone is really willing to keep what they said to you legitimate. And if she doesn't show up, this is going to end up creating a cycle for a VS battle between my ex and her. I don't really got to be involved in that, and I'm not really going to talk about that because that's none of my business. But I can say that people really don't think about exactly who they deal with when they do these kind of things. Because, sweet Jesus. Whew. Now, for the year of the meta. Oh, God. Now, there are a few things that I do need to talk about before I actually end the stream. There's a lot of that I gotta do. There's a lot of art I gotta do. January, I kind of lost everything in January, but I got back up. There's one thing about life that I definitely know, it's about hardship. There's one very specific saying that glorifies my position. I forgot it. Shit. Okay, I got it. Good times are made by hard people. Shit, I keep forgetting it. It's on the tip of my tongue when I don't want to word it wrong. Hard people create good times. Good times create weak people. Weak people create hard times. Hard times create strong people. And strong people create good times. And that's essentially the loop that I'm in. I kind of got out of that loop real quick because of how I am. I gotta be on my toes. And with that, I think that's just about everything that I really had to say about it. I got out of this loop. The year of the meta is gonna go on. It's just about 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock now. So I'm sleepy. And I know a lot of people are going to use this for background noise, and they're going to clip the questions out piece by piece. That's going to happen. There's going to be some people who don't do it. There will be some people who do. Let's see. We're going to open up our outro music, because I really don't. Again, this is just it. I actually plan to stream a lot more after today. Because, oh god, I'm back. Oh, god. What song do I want to use, though? It's kind of... You know what? This song is fitting. I love it. So, I'm probably gonna do another stream some point. I'll make an announcement about it in a few weeks. The year the meta is gonna go on. I hope you all had a good night. I hope you all have a wonderful night, actually. Take care. If you love somebody, don't forget to huddle. Don't forget to cuddle with them. Huggle up with them. Because February is the month of the lovers. I may be single, but the worst thing I could do is I could be a hypocrite. I can't tell people that just because I got left, that doesn't mean that the world is gonna end. At the end of the day, there's always gonna be something or someone to make your life better. And in my situation, I got left behind with their cat, no less. But I gotta keep moving forward. That's just how life is. You can't look back. When you look back, you feel the pain. So my advice is, keep looking forward. Always look forward. If you're interested in someone, go for it. Have a good time, and always do what you can in the darkest of times. Because at the end of the day, if there's one thing that you need to laugh, you need to laugh. As long as you laugh, as long as you have a good time, and as long as you don't dodge humor, don't dodge funny situations, genuinely funny situations, are things you can laugh at. Focus on those. That's all you really gotta do. And I think that's where we're gonna end the stream. So, here's the ending song. I didn't put it in. There we go. Stream's over. Stream's over. Stream's over. Get a hobby. Yeah, the YouTube chat decided not to work. I'm sorry. I didn't think it stopped working, but it stopped. We're gonna stream again in the future. But this has been your boy Meta. Your boy the Meta team. You all have a good night. I'll see you all around. God. I gotta get back on the Discord server. And then I also gotta get back to making a whole bunch of stuff. Because making the transformation from online to in real life again after all these years of living in Colorado, oh man, it's gonna suck a dick. But anyway, good night, take care, and most importantly, enjoy the month of the lovers. Because that's what we all gotta enjoy. Once I enjoy this song, now you all can enjoy it.